Hi guys, welcome back to Lazy Cat Reactions. This is it, the series finale. It's called The Wedding, and I've seen a couple spoilers, luckily nothing major. It's going to be a jam-packed episode, I think, and I am excited to watch it, but of course sad as well. If anyone's been watching the last few videos, as I said, we are trying to save Goodwitch, and you are welcome to join us at our Facebook group of the same name, Same Goodwitch. If you are on Twitter, I would suggest tweeting Save Goodwitch. Use that as the hashtag. You could tweet to Netflix, Hulu, Prime, Peacock, pretty much any streaming service that is out there. Hallmark may not give it up, but they might, if they get enough money thrown at them, they will. I have heard, though, that we are making noise and we are being heard, because before they weren't really considering any type of final movie or anything, and now it sounds like they might be considering it. So I take that as a partial win. It sounds like things might be okay. And I hope so. I was completely blindsided when they said that they were canceling after 7 seasons. I thought for sure we were getting 8. I know they were talking about the ratings being down, but Goodwitch is still their most popular show on the Hallmark Channel. And even on Sunday, Hallmark Movies and Mysteries ran a Goodwitch movie marathon, showing obviously all of the movies in preparation for tonight's finale. So obviously people like it. The first 5 seasons of Goodwitch are available on Netflix, so if somehow you've just popped along on this video, please check out the first 5 seasons on Netflix. And if you have just popped in, hi! Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please hit the subscribe button so that you can find out more content. Also, as always, I'll probably repeat myself at the end, feel free to follow me at Lazy Cat Reactions on Instagram and my Patreon. I'd love to be able to continue to do these, and if you support me on Patreon, that will help ensure that I continue to make videos and be able to pay my editor, Captain Factory, and so I would appreciate that if you can. We go from $3 all the way up to $25, so it's quite a range for you. Anyways, that's getting a little off topic. Let's get started.
Previously on Goodwitch.
You're going to Paris.
6 months in Paris is not going to change how I feel. Patient's amulet was... I think it matters. Everything matters.
Oh.
Mine seems to agree with you.
Uh-oh.
I get to recreate the process exactly like you saw it in your dream. Then she showed you how to make the amulet.
I know exactly what we need to do.
Alright, so I like how Sam prescribes for them to go home and make the amulet, because he knows obviously how important it is. And Joy says, all I know is how to be a Merrywick. Well, she'd still be a Merrywick. She will always be a Merrywick, even if something would happen and she would lose her powers, or they would lose their powers. That doesn't change their lineage. She's still a blood Merrywick. So I was kind of on that, because it's you'll still be a Merrywick. So, and then they were just in there watching her. I was like, well, that's kind of creepy that, she's having the dream and wakes up and they're sitting right there. I'm like, and she doesn't even flinch. I'd be like, guys are right here. Couldn't I have called for you or something? Could have waited 30 seconds. But maybe that's just me. Aw. Why doesn't he Go
Lignum
with her.
vitae is Latin for tree of life.
According to Google, lignum vitae is the heaviest and hardest of all.
Faster than me.
I was a ribbon speed typer in junior high.
Well, it says it's also used to make chess pieces.
Check and mate.
Now we just need Keywood.
Yeah, calm down.
Can we help?
You look familiar. Charlotte. Hey.
So we had Joy's ex show up. And you notice how when she was introducing Zoe, she said Zoe. She didn't say my girlfriend, Zoe. Which of course Zoe caught. It was nice of Zoe though to say, yeah, you two should catch up. Because, you know, she wants to put her trust in Joy, which is great. And I think she should. Now Stephanie's back for one more day. We'll see if that's true or she'll actually be back longer. You know, you got George there who knows the secret. And I'd wondered for a long time if he knew, if Cassie had told him. Of course, it seems like he knew from before. So when he found out she was a Merrywick, I'm sure he realized it, you know. I've also been wondering with those three being there, doing that, shouldn't they need Grace? Since Grace is also a Merrywick? Wouldn't they need Grace there as well to complete it? Obviously not, because the purple flame lit. That's what I thought of, and they were like, oh, there's no purple flame, and they're doing all that. I'm like, well, where's Grace? Why isn't she there? She's also a Merrywick, and you would think that she would need to be there to help, but hey, what do I know?
That would comfort you. But my life would never be the same without you.
So, of course, you know, Joy says, oh, well, I'm going to tell her no, and Zoe gets upset that she didn't. But, you know, I totally get Zoe's point, but at the same time, I also get Joy's point. You know, sometimes you do want to think about it. Granted, it's been 5 years, but that's still, how long was she with Charlotte? There's still that history there. And, you know, she's just in the beginning of a relationship with Zoe. Maybe it really wouldn't work out. So, I can understand Joy being that way. It's kind of funny, though, how you have the scene with Charlotte and Joy, and then her going to see Zoe, and then suddenly she's back at the house. You know, I'm thinking, I don't think she's going to leave in the middle of creating that amulet to go do this. Not when this is so important. You know, she would have gotten that done. So it just, the editing just seems to be a little off with this. And I'm sure that was the way the script was written too. But at the same time, it's also like, yeah, she's not going to leave in the middle of it and leave you two. No, that part just seems a little hard to believe.
Told me that when I was 9.
You wanted to punch Billy Snyder for taking your base.
Yay, they did it. Oh, when you heard Mom and she went, Grace, I was so excited. I mean, it made sense that Grace wouldn't be there at that moment, but as I said, why isn't Grace there, being the fourth Merrywick? So, I knew, though, that overall they would get it. So it looks like, yeah, they beat back the red haloed moon. And Stephanie, of course, is a bit sad, because it seems like they always have things come up. You know, they were there ready to go to the well, and then, of course, Adam had to get someone who needed him there. And then, of course, he had to stay instead of going back in an hour, because obviously, as you saw, it was late at night and Stephanie was going to bed. And he said something about the wishing well, and I'm thinking to myself, why doesn't he just go with? I know he's a chaplain, but he can be a chaplain anywhere. He could be a chaplain in France. You know, it just seems like maybe he could have gone with her to France. Or, you know, if they want to try the 6 months, you know, it's like he left, but he only left for 2 months. And now she's going to be gone 6 months. It's kind of like, ugh.
You're nervous.
Because I married my best friend.
Here's mine.
Okay, she's ready.
So is
Aw.
he.
So they are doing it. They are getting married. Damn, open back.
Perfect.
You're welcome.
You're on.
I'm honored you've asked me to perform the ceremony, if only because I own the boat. How about we get you two hitched? Now, I know you've written your own vows. By lightandloveministry.com, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
And I will. As soon as we're on dry land.
Right.
There's a kiss, finally.
I can't believe that they decided to get married this morning and then they just went for it.
I love that they just went for it.
So,
Finally, a kiss! Wow, I gotta say, this episode, man, they are loading on the kisses. We've had Sam and Cassie, Joy and Zoe, Adam and Stephanie. And what the fuck? Why are Donovan and Abigail breaking up? He said, we're never going to put our marriage first. And she says, well, I'm glad you think that. Abigail was committed. Abigail was ready. They can't... How are they going... This is the finale. We're supposed to have like a happy ending. It's Hallmark. That's what it means. Happy ending. So, what the... I don't... I still need time to process, and we have 8 minutes left. Okay.
arguing? It's a good sign. How are you feeling?
I could use a fluffier pillow.
Thomas Tinsdale.
Martha,
Oh, come on, just let me fluff.
how about you hold my hand instead?
Bring it in, Doc.
Give Grace a big hug for me.
Oh, good. They'll see Grace.
Always.
Oh, I miss you guys.
Martin, I miss you too.
Back out.
Not a chance. There's nothing I want to do more than wonder the world with you.
Aw. So, that was a pretty good conclusion. I enjoyed it. I don't like that Donovan and Abigail broke up. Especially because up until this episode, he had been all gung-ho. You'd never seen him having any doubts about their marriage, about their relationship. So, seeing him being a bit hesitant and stuff and suddenly getting cold feet is disappointing. For a finale, that was pretty good. Now, I heard that 2 finales were filmed. One, I'm guessing, in case they had gotten the go-ahead for season 8, they would have maybe put one that might have led into possibly a Halloween special or the next season. But since they went ahead and decided to cancel it, they ended it this way. And that's not a bad ending. I like that Sam and Cassie will tour the world, mention Grace. I was really hoping that we would have seen Grace and Nick. I think that they could have brought them back for one scene. But it was nice that they mentioned Grace. They didn't mention Nick at all this season. But it was nice that they mentioned Grace. So while they're traveling, because, you know, she said she was going, I think, to Milan, I think it was. So while they're traveling, they'll obviously stop off and see her. But, you know, I like that Sam realizes that he had been a bit too much of a workaholic and wants to spend more time with Cassie. Wasn't worried about Tom. Obviously, I figured that he was going to be okay. And looks like Joy and Zoe will be happy. Now, I like that Joy will kind of be in charge of Grey House. Obviously, she's going to be sticking around. Doesn't surprise me with George because he's run Grey House before. I'm assuming Joy will probably be in charge of the Bell Book and Candle as well then. But George has been in charge of Grey House before. You know, there were times when Cassie still had Grey House, but moved in with Jake when she got married to him. But she kept Grey House, and then of course had George running it then. So he knows what to do. And then obviously Joy will be the one in charge, and she'll probably have Zoe over. Maybe Zoe will help her out at Bell Book and Candle, I don't know. It would have been nice to have seen a little bit of Bell Book and Candle, but I'm glad that we know it'll be in good hands with Joy. This episode, like I said, really was heavy on the kisses, because you got kisses from basically everyone except like Donovan and Abigail, but all the main characters you had a kiss. And it was funny about Samantha talking about getting a big rock from George when she had told him in an earlier episode that she wanted to take things really slow, like a snail's pace. So it's kind of like, but now you're thinking of getting married to him. Okay. So I am sad that Good Witch has ended. 70 episodes, 6 or 8 movies prior, and then of course a couple of Halloween specials. Again, as I said at the beginning of the video, we are going to see if we can maybe save the show, maybe get Hallmark to reconsider an 8th season, or maybe at least give us one more episode. I've commented about their Halloween specials, which I love, but what would be really awesome, I think, is if they decided, yeah, we're gonna do one more, and they gave us like a Christmas one. They could do like a 2-hour Christmas movie, have Grace and Nick, and then basically have everyone return and fully make that be the finale. You know, I think that that could work out well. So maybe something will happen. As I said, you know, the fans are speaking out and fighting for the show, and it might work. You know, I'm sure that Netflix has been made aware. Netflix has saved shows before, so possibility they might look into it. They already have the first 5 seasons, so it probably wouldn't be that hard for them to get the remaining 2, plus the movies and everything, and take over. And maybe they won't. Hallmark might not want to let the property go, which is understandable. So I don't know which way this will go. I keep my fingers crossed for good news, but we'll find out. So thank you for joining me for the series finale of Good Witch, Season 7, Episode 10, The Wedding. I hope you have enjoyed my reacts to this season. I hope that you enjoy Good Witch. Again, the first 5 seasons are on Netflix. Not sure where Season 6 is. And then, of course, Season 7 was this year. I'm sad that the show is over because, again, it's been a really good show. But even if nothing else happens and nothing else comes of it, we still got 7 seasons, 70 episodes, still got some beloved characters. And I've noticed on Etsy that there's some Good Witch merchandise, so, you know, the show can live on with DVD sales, with merchandise like t-shirts and sweatshirts and stuff like that. So it definitely, I think, will continue. And who's to say that even if they don't continue anything right now, who's to say that they may not all reunite in 5 years? That seems to be kind of common, you know, 5 years, 10 years down the line, shows reunite for something. So maybe in 5 years there would be a reunion, you know, maybe it'd be Grace getting married or something, and so they're gonna do something with that. Who knows? I think there's a part of me that thinks we'll get something else in the future, but maybe we won't. I don't know. Anyways, thank you for joining me for my reacts to Good Witch. Obviously this is the finale, so there will not be any more. Check out some of my other videos on my channel. More things coming down. I'll talk to you next time. Bye.